Hello friends, this is the Cryptonian. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching. It is currently Sunday and we're taking a look at Bitcoin. It is midday and Bitcoin, on a Sunday, this Sunday, not doing much, right? So no surprise there. The market we see over here is somewhat flat. Arweave is up a little bit, 3%. No surprise, Arweave is actually hitting that upper resistance level there. And Bitcoin currently 29,912. I'm not going to make a long video. This is pretty much just an update video here. And so we see here that Bitcoin is having a possible reversal. Okay, possible reversal. I say possible because we need to close out this daily candle. This is the daily chart in the green and no lower than where we are now. We can see that we have a little yellow reversal line coming up, and of course we're here in a expansion mode on the Cryptonian suite tool set for TA analysis. And so this could be turning around a little bit to make a attempt higher, okay, this week. However, we just really don't know because it's been kind of a hit or miss as far as low volatility and missed opportunities for breaking out and support. And so it's just one of those things. You have to be patient with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is at a critical level, and but here on the daily, we're actually doing okay. We have on the daily, we have a 50-day moving average 29,400. We're holding that. We are below the 30-day moving average, but when we do take a look at this impulse signal here, we have an impulse arrow. Okay, impulse arrow is green. So this could be, like I said, if it closes green and it doesn't sell off today, then you're looking at a possible impulse move to the upside. Now we don't know how strong that will be. We don't know, you know, what the outcome of that will be. When we go to the 4 hour, let's take a look at the 4 hour here. And then we'll get a little better idea of what's going on in lower time frames. Yeah, okay. So just an update real quick. We do have 3 bounces here. Okay. However, you can see that the bounce here is much stronger than this bounce, and we don't know about this here, but this is the opportunity to turn around. If Bitcoin does not make a decidedly move higher this week, then that would be a concern, right? We're right here on support. We have three touches on the 200 moving average on the 4 hour, and it's time to move or just make a decision here for Bitcoin, right? So when we take a look at the this indicator, the volatility mod here on the 4 hour, we can see we're just at incredibly low volatility, right? I mean, we're below 1 on the volatility. This is crazy. 0.7 on volatility, almost 0 here on a 4 hour. 4 hour is a significant time frame, and it's just doing nothing here, right? So this goes to show you that Bitcoin can be quite unpredictable. When everybody's yelling, oh, we're crashing, it's got to come down, it doesn't have to do anything. And this is kind of based on my previous video. If you want to take a look at that one, it's about the pi cycle, and it's about the moving average on a weekly basis, right? The trends on a weekly basis, and historically, what has happened and where we fit in today as far as the historic view and historic price action. Again, history does not have to dictate future price movements. That's one thing that you need to learn. But it does give us an idea of trend, right? Trend is very important, following the trend. And so according to that video that I just made, you can go watch it. It's a little bit lengthy, but it's got good information in it. And according to that, sure, we could have a pullback, but according to that, we may go up here. And so when we take a look at look at this, when we take a look at the buys and sells, the order flow, we have 8.4 Bitcoin coming in buying here. Okay, so we have buyers coming in. Today's Sunday. Usually the buyers come in on Sunday for the weekend, for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, for the entire week. You have some that trade weekly. They enter in at the beginning of the week and they sell at the end of the week. And then you have some even shorter day traders. But look, I mean, the order flow is undeniable, right? There's 8.4 Bitcoin at 29,915 right here at this price point, and there's there's not much selling going on here. 0.93. Okay, now we have 3 Bitcoin, 2 Bitcoin being sold, right? Some short selling. Now, there are mixed messages. Okay, so let's take a look at the price action again. Now on the 4 hour, we look like we could make an impulse to the upside. Very low volatility. However, volatility is direction neutral, and we could make an expansion here. We could go up, make a strong expansion while actually breaking down here, right? But on the 4 hour, it's logical to think or assume that we could make an impulse higher here. Okay. Now, that being said, we need to make a strong impulse and we need to actually go probably up to 30,950 or 31,000. We probably need to hit 31,000 to maintain this area without putting in a weaker lower high, which would just be another sign of weakness. So that being said, if we do slip under the 200, then that's going to be a concern as well, because after that goes under, then the 30 and the 50, if they cross under, then that's a death cross, right? A golden cross is when the 50 crosses up over the 200, and a death cross is when the 50 crosses below the 200. And then that would be a concern. And I've said this in previous videos where we have moving averages coming together, convergence on moving averages, forcing Bitcoin to make a decision. And so far, Bitcoin is just not making a decision. It's riding in between the 50 and the 200, and it's not really giving much indication of where it wants to go. On the weekly, we're kind of we're bearish on the weekly as far as this zone goes, but the weekly trend is still intact. There's no issue with the weekly trend, right? Still bullish, still strong, and I'll show you that right here, right? The weekly trend is still very strong and still bullish, right? So here's your weekly trend, and we're well above the 50. The 50 is coming in at 26,780. Well above the 200. The 200 is 24,300. And the reason why everyone is buying when Bitcoin is slipping lower is because the 200 is slowly moving up. It's at that inflection point. It's at that pivot point where it's not starting to drift up, and that indicates an uptrend long term, right? And then you have the 50. The 50 is angled up. This is a uptrend, right? So although we may come down, hit a fib, or hit the lower area of the support channel, it looks like there's a lot of buying coming in. Still 6 BTC, right? So we have to be careful here. We have to be careful of making assumptions, because a lot of times our assumptions can be wrong. We just have to go with the data, wait for the chart to determine direction. So as far as the weekly goes, this area, this channel up here that we've been holding for some weeks now, the lower support 29,877, that could break. That could break. But the entire green cloud right now is bullish. Okay, is bullish. So the weekly trend is bullish. This price zone is bearish. Okay, so we could have a small pullback. RSI 60 EMA trend bullish, DMA trend bullish. So we have no sign on the weekly of of breaking down, except for this upper trading channel, consolidation channel that we've been in, right? So the expansion contraction, we're in contraction and we're in reversal, right? So what does that mean? Let's take a look here, and we'll bring this down. Excuse me. Whoops, wrong way. Where are we? Let me see. All right, where are you? Where are you? There you are. Okay, so we can see here that we are in um, a weekly downtrend on volatility, right? And we're not breaking down in a big way. So this is showing you, and I just showed you that we're seeing a lot of purchasing here. So the the volatility mod on the weekly is 29, right? 29, and historically, I've shown in other videos that this is an area where Bitcoin on volatility on the weekly likes to turn around here, or maybe a little bit lower. But that's usually an area where it does reversals. Now it takes a little bit for it to reverse, but this is kind of where it occurs, right? So the uptrend ended here. This impulse kept us at this level, and we just need to see what happens over the next few weeks to see if there's going to be a break to the downside, which would actually spin this up a little bit, push it up a little bit. And but outside of that, everything looks great. Volatility 28, we're above the daily pivots. Nothing to see here except for this upper area. We may have a small pullback. On the daily, same old low volatility. And let me move this up here. We are in an expansion, okay, to the downside. However, this little yellow line, like I said before, is showing us that there's a potential reversal here. So, if the reversal does take place here, we could see an impulse up higher. If it gets rejected, then that's just another added data point showing weakness. 50 RSI on the daily, EMA bullish trend. DMA is bearish. We did have that early sign of bearish um, uh, of a bearish trend reversal, and we are in expansion, but we're in reversal. Volatility 5. Listen, I'm not taking any of this price action very serious if we're under 10 or 15, right? So, especially on the daily, it's just noise at this point. Yeah, we're drifting down, but that doesn't really mean it's not a significant breakdown. We need to see something spiking down like this to see some type of capitulation, some type of fear, that kind of thing, right? So there you go, friends. Not much to see here. It's just going to be one of those days. It's just going to be a wait and see approach. Let's see what happens this week. Today's Sunday. Not much going on anyway, but we do see purchasing coming in here, setting up for the week, and let's see who wins, Bulls or Bears. See if it breaks this week, or if we just continue the game. I do have a Twitter feed. Twitter is the Cryptonian 2.0. That's my account, at Cryptonian_20, and you can see some posts there. I did post this previous video subject matter. That's a screenshot from the chart, so you can see that. And from time to time, I'll be posting some opinions and some links to videos and stuff like that. So anyway, thank you for your time. Please click like if you don't mind. It really helps us out. And subscribe for future videos. So, and if you haven't seen the video before, I recommend taking a look at that. If you're not in the market, if you're sitting on the sidelines, if you don't know whether to buy or wait, it is a video that takes the fear out of entering into the market. There is a strategy, and in my opinion, okay, my humble opinion, I'm not a licensed um, investor. As far as I'm not a licensed advisor, I should say. I'm not a licensed advisor for investors. I'm just sharing with you my opinion, what I've seen in the markets over the years, and my strategy, what I think is the best, my view and technical analysis. So if you think it's got value, take a look. Let me know. Tell me in the comment section below what your opinion is, what you think. But um, I haven't found a better strategy. It everyone says buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, but that can be frustrating because the dip can go a little bit longer than what we think, and of course it can become very discouraging because if we run out of money before we get to the bottom, then we're going to see heavy losses, and that's psychologically just disturbing, right? Psychologically tough to stay in the market when that's occurring. When you're seeing the losses add up and your account going down, but at the same time, that's really the name of the game, right? Buying the dips. That's where the maximum opportunity is when there's blood in the streets. But it can be tough. It can be tough. A lot of fear in the market at those times, and if you let the fear get a hold of you, then you'll jump out thinking you're protecting your account, and then it'll be more difficult to get back in. And then when it reverses, you'll be skeptical, and then there's a whole psychological cycle. And I'll discuss that a little bit later in a different video. But anyway, thanks for watching, friends. Take care. We'll see you in the next one.